Hey everyone, it's Chris Loud. Today's video is all about using mini abstract thumbnail sketches as a fast way to generate new ideas for your paintings. These are little loose 3 by 3 inch studies where we don't overthink anything. We just make marks and see what kind of energy shows up. Before we get started, a huge thank you to Steve and Kim for their super thanks donations. I really appreciate your support. It helps me keep making these videos and experimenting right along with you all. So today I'm working with a really simple palette: yellow ochre, magenta, ultramarine blue, Mars black, and titanium white, plus a medium soft charcoal pencil for mark making. Later on, I'll also come back with Artex acrylic markers and a Sharpie gel pen just to play with these a little bit more. And I'll leave a list of the materials I use in the description below if you're interested in those. And at the end of the video, I'll show you each of these thumbnails a little larger and in different orientations. So what I really love about working this small is how quickly it removes the pressure to make something good. And I say good with quotation marks. Mini thumbnails are not meant to be great, meant to be finished paintings. They're just quick, intuitive opportunities to explore ideas. And honestly, most of the thumbnails I create never become anything beyond a playful little square on the page. But every single one still has something to offer. And, when we reduce the surface to a small size, my thumbnails are 3 by 3 inches. You can use whatever size you feel comfortable with. When we reduce it to that small of a size, we really stop fussing over details and start noticing what actually matters in abstract painting: the energy of the mark, the mood of a color combination, the interaction between shapes, the movement that happens when two colors collide. Sometimes it's a single brushstroke you fall in love with. And, sometimes it's a surprising mix of colors, like in here, yellow ochre and magenta, that creates a kind of rusty neutral that we didn't expect. Sometimes it's the way certain textures anchor everything. So these thumbnails help us explore composition and color and movement at a much faster speed. They're little kind of discovery zones. They're just low pressure experiments where intuition gets to lead and perfection kind of takes a backseat. And that's exactly why they're so effective for generating strong and honest abstract ideas. If you've watched some of my videos before, you'll notice these, each of these thumbnails, although different, are all very much me, my style. And when you do these, yours will look like your style, whether you realize you have a style yet or not. I've been painting for almost 6 years now, and it's only in the last few months that I'm recognizing I actually have a style. And the more we, do these little paintings, the more we recognize our own style. So I started today's page with some random charcoal marks. Nothing planned, just quick gestures to break the blank page and get something moving. And from there, I picked up a small flat brush and began laying down yellow ochre, and then mixing in magenta and titanium white, and a little bit of that ultramarine blue, just here and there to get a variety of tones. I love blending the colors right on the paper for thumbnails. It keeps things unpredictable, in the best way. Now, obviously, I mix on the palette as well, but I do like to come in with this palette or excuse me, this color shaper, not palette shaper, a color shaper, and put some colors down, and then also use my finger to kind of blend those colors right there on the page. And since these studies are only, these are 3 by 3 inches, every mark really immediately influences the composition. A swipe of yellow ochre across a charcoal line, or a little blending of magenta into the blue, that changes the whole feeling. So working this small makes you hyper aware of those shifts, but without the heaviness or pressure of, I'm going to use quotation marks again, a real painting. I think this is where many thumbnails really shine. It's the combination of speed and constraint. When you limit yourself to a few minutes per square, a small surface, a small block of the surface, and a simple palette of colors, things start happening quickly. And yeah, what's happening might not be pretty, but that can be a catalyst for making decisions. What can I do to make this little blob of color or paint look better? That's sparking ideas. And, maybe it's adding something, or maybe it's covering something up, or maybe it's covering up a lot, like I've done here with a few of these squares. Speed pushes out overthinking, and constraints give us a little more clarity. And working small allows us to explore many ideas instead of obsessing over one. And when you relax and let intuition take the first step, these little studies become honest. They help us see what colors we naturally reach for, what shapes feel exciting, and which marks we repeat without, maybe even noticing. Sometimes the thumbnails reveal our visual language better than a big painting does. And even though these warm-ups are quick and most won't turn into full paintings, each one gave me something, a shape, a mark, a color mix, or even just an overall vibe I might want to chase later. So as you can see, I came back with a few Artex acrylic markers and a Sharpie gel pen just to see how additional line work and light color adjustments could shift things. And sometimes, adding the second layer of exploration brings out new ideas we didn't see at first. Again, these aren't meant to be polished, just, more opportunities for discovery. So I'll show you each of these in different orientations here shortly, so you can see what they look like a little larger. But the real value of mini thumbnails is that they help us notice what's worth exploring. We might fall in love with a corner of one thumbnail, or a weird shape you made without meaning to, or a color combination that only appears once. Those tiny moments often contain the seeds for larger, more intentional paintings. And that's why I keep doing these, not because the thumbnails themselves are masterpieces, but because each one teaches me something. So that's, one of my pages of mini thumbnail sketches, fast, loose, intuitive, and full of little discoveries. If you're feeling stuck or unsure where to start, try a page of these. They're one of the easiest ways to get the ideas flowing again. So if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more videos like this, feel free to subscribe. And as always, if you have any feedback or questions, I'd love for you to leave me a comment. And let me know if you have fun ways of generating ideas for your own painting practice. I'd love to hear that. So thanks for hanging out with me today, and I hope this sparks something new in your own painting practice. I'll link my earlier thumbnail videos below if you want to keep exploring thumbnail sketches. Thanks again to Steve and Kim for their super thanks donations. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, keep on painting.